Sony CFO Lin Tao said the company will offset the rising manufacturing cost of the PlayStation console, quote, by prioritizing monetization of the installed base in a recent quarterly financial results presentation. Welcome to Inside Games Daily, the only gaming news show brave enough to point out that if you use a PlayStation, that's you. You're the installed base.
Yes, it's good. We're entering a scary era in terms of affordability. I mean, just in life, but games are looking rough here. AI sucking up all the resources. Gaming's getting more expensive, and new players are sticking with free games or Roblox, really.
Yeah, just like we reported yesterday. Tao delivered this comment when addressing the impact of memory market conditions, which I think pretty much everybody knows now. At this point, RAM is getting sucked up by all of the AI data centers. And this was spotted and reported by Mohammed Hassan at Automaton.
Yeah, like you said, just to lay the groundwork here a little bit, the AI data center construction boom has snapped up most of the basic components that are also used to make consoles and gaming PCs.
And that's why RAM has shot up in price in the last few months by quite a bit.
Yeah, this of course affects the construction cost of the PlayStation 5, which naturally then affects PlayStation's bottom line, unless they raise the price of the console.
And they already did that back in August. In the United States here, at least, in response to the, quote, challenging economic environment, but also U.S. tariffs, which, by the way, were just reported to have cost each one of us $1,000 last year.
And they're not over yet. Great. Is this what winning feels like? Damn. So yeah, many were justifiably concerned in this environment that another price hike could be on the way. But it seems like PlayStation will make up whatever money they're losing, like most other companies, by getting it from you.
That's bad. Tao doesn't go into details about how they plan to further monetize their installed base, but we can make some guesses, and that's kind of what we do here, to educated guesses on Inside Games.
Yeah, sure. And to be fair, not all of our guesses are the absolute worst for the potential consumer, but, you know, they're not all great. One of the top line guesses we have, Tao actually noted elsewhere in the presentation that, quote, PlayStation Plus significantly contributed to the results of the quarter as the shift to higher tiers of the service continued. That's
really interesting. Raising the price of PlayStation Plus is an easy guess inspired by that, but PlayStation could also focus on incentivizing current PS Plus members to switch to the higher tiers, meaning give more money to PlayStation for maybe more games, things like that.
Yeah. Newer games, more attractive games, different perks. Maybe they'll ink some deals. I think they already have Sony Pictures as part of their highest tier, but maybe they can do music. They have some other assets inside of the Sony Corporation that maybe they can get some handshake deals going and make it kind of sweeten the incentive to upgrade versus just forcing people to.
And then further squeezing blood out of you, the stone. It could also just mean simply selling more games or more expensive games.
Yeah, this is interesting. In context here, Lin Tao's comments were given as part of Sony's Games and Network Services segment, and that's just all of PlayStation.
Store revenue is also included in this segment, as PlayStation takes a cut of all games sold through its online store, of course.
Yeah, they're in the enviable position of having a store through which a lot of commerce flows. So accordingly, they could increase their store revenue by increasing volume, which is convincing people to buy more games than they would have otherwise at the same or maybe even a lower price. Or they can increase their total revenue by convincing people to buy more expensive games or selling more expensive games. Or both. Just getting more games in people's hands, or artificially increasing the price of the games, which they've kind of been in trouble for in the past, but never quite had a lawsuit stick.
So far, no one's breached that $80 price tag, other than Nintendo. So I'm wondering if Sony will try and attempt that like Xbox did, and then they got batted down.
Wolverine could probably be an easy one to ask 80 for.
And finally, again, monetizing the installed base. I'm going to keep saying that. It could mean more advertising. We're going to see lots more ads.
Yeah, selling ad space. This is a way for PlayStation to make money off of players that only maybe play free games and don't even spend money in those, and also don't subscribe to PlayStation Plus. So that's just getting some money out of that damn gamer that's just sitting on the couch playing Fortnite and not buying any V-Bucks.
There aren't many of them, I don't think, but there are a few probably. Despite the global squeeze on computer hardware, Tao says that Sony is positioned to secure all the memory they need to cover production through the end of this year. I don't know about 2027, but through the end of 2026, they seem to be okay.
Yeah, and PlayStation console sales are tapering off a little, but still doing quite well. Beyond this year, God only knows. Huge question mark. They don't even know if the hardware will be there, how much it'll cost. Maybe this AI bubble will burst and suddenly all these components will be cheaper. Who's to say?
Multiple sources, first Insider Gaming, then Bloomberg, have reported in recent months that Sony is debating pushing back their potential 2027 to 2028 launch window in hopes that components will be cheaper to source. And that's the launch of the PlayStation 6. Usually there'd been about 7 years between consoles sort of in the last market cycle, but this AI RAM shit, this is really bad for consoles and for like the Steam machine and lots of other things. So there's lots of things getting pushed because of this.
Yeah, and it's kind of holding some things back, unfortunately. In video gaming, I think we typically like our march of technology to ever stomp forwards. Faster machines, smaller machines, more efficient machines, cheaper machines. But goddamn, the last 5 years have really flipped that on its head. And yeah, like you kind of mentioned, console cycles are getting longer just because the prospect of making hardware is getting stickier in the market. Also, we're kind of getting diminishing returns on hardware leaps. PlayStation 5 is a great console, and it'll probably be good enough for a few years to come.
All right, now it's time to say the line, Bart. We got to say the line. With all this hand-wringing over computer memory, finances have got to be rough at Sony. They don't have enough money at Sony. I know that they're all going to the cafeteria and they're getting the $5 meal. They get a sandwich and a soup, right? They get the half sandwich and they get a little soup, and that's all they get, right? They're all in the soup kitchen, just barely making it through, right, Lawrence?
Yeah, they're scraping the bottom of the pot every day with that long ladle. Oh, it's so bent up. No, they're doing great. Damn it. The PlayStation segment set a quarterly record in operating income, rising 19% year on year. They actually revised their yearly sales forecast up by 4% to just under $30 billion US dollars, and their operating income up 2% to $3.2 billion. So yeah, they couldn't find a way to pay this new RAM premium and all that. So get ready to see some ads, I guess. But this, it's the inevitable march of business. It sucks.
Yeah, this is and it's really offensive when you actually can just look a little into the data like Lawrence has and notice that their quarterly record in operating income is up. Like, that's bad, because you'd think, well, can't this company absorb a little bit of the cost for this RAM? Like, I feel like they should be able to absorb it and keep the price to the consumer the same. Absolutely not. That is not the way the free market ever works, unless. And you're like, but Bruce, what do I do? I'm a consumer. There's nothing I can do. They keep raising the price on me. I need a PlayStation 5. The answer is you don't. You actually don't need a PlayStation 5. You can just not spend the money on a PlayStation 5, and that will tell them to lower the price. That is an actual thing that does happen in capitalism. It really does. But it needs a lot of people to do that. And right now, there's just little pockets of resistance. So we need a full-on rebellion.
Or a full-on fucking economic collapse. God, if that's what it takes. Well, yeah. I don't know. Here are some, if you're already stuck with a PlayStation and you're looking at the next few years of getting over-monetized, here are maybe some more practical, aside from chunking it in the garbage and buying something else. Here's maybe some more practical ideas. If you're a PlayStation player, this is kind of a proven thing. Games on disc are cheaper than digital games, even if the digital games are on sale. PlayStation puts their games on sale a lot, but really it's just kind of like it's kind of a facade. The actual game is much cheaper than that, even if they're telling you they're giving you 20% off. You can usually find that same game on disc for much cheaper than that. So consider that if you like buying your games. I know it's annoying to get up off the couch and put the disc in. But, get up, get moving, get some water, do a jumping jack, make a game out of it. You can also play old games, just play the games you've already got. You can also rent games. This GameFly is still around and it still works. This is also, again, you need a physical drive. That's kind of the way to get out of the digital premium that PlayStation puts on their games. But yeah, if you're not in a rush to play new releases within the first couple of days of their release, GameFly is great. You just join a little queue, it comes in the mail, you can play it, send it back. I used it for years, so I'd recommend that. And like Bruce said, the ultimate solution is, I think, get off of the PlayStation platform. We've been recommending that for years because we've kind of seen a lot of these waves coming, and especially seeing that PC is a very vibrant platform. It's cheapish. Without this RAM shortage, it'd be so much easier to wholeheartedly recommend switching platforms. But still, the the store competition on PC is so much healthier than the closed network that is PlayStation. So even in digital games, you still have people competing over price. You got Epic over here giving away games every week just to get you to log into their damn store. So you're much more competed for on the PC platform, which means you can get a lot of games a lot cheaper.
I don't know if you watch Inside Games daily, because we do it every day, well, at least Monday through Friday. But yesterday we reported on almost exactly this case, which was a lot of people are going to Roblox, or they're going to Fortnite, or those sorts of games because they're free, or like they're cheap and you can play thousands of games. That's another thing that I think people will do in sort of in light of the fact that they keep throwing ads or raising prices on PlayStation. So that's really bad for the console market. And we talked exactly about this yesterday. They're going to monetize the audience into oblivion. They really are. They're going to like destroy you, and eventually you'll just be like, well, I'll just play Roblox forever. And I don't think that's good either. So I think Lawrence's alternatives are the right move. Playing the older games, or going to play on PC, or like maybe attempting to play on a Steam Deck, something like that. But be wary, because if you're like, you know what, I'll just play Fortnite. I'll just play Roblox. You might end up spending way more money in that ecosystem, and maybe you love it. But then you're stuck in this ecosystem of Roblox. So it's like bad. It's generally, I don't think that's very good for gaming. More variety is better. Not to mention that, like Lawrence said, we have been telling you this for so many years now with Sony specifically. They are nickel and diming you, and they have been for a very long time. They were constantly getting hit by lawsuits for the monopoly on their online store, because it kind of is a monopoly a little bit. They really are forcing you to buy those digital games at their prices. So I have been saying personally, I don't like Sony's business practices for about 3 years. And this makes it even worse. And apart from, fully leaving PlayStation, just start to think about your purchases in the Sony ecosystem. Just think about what you're contributing to, and if you're okay with it, then move along. But if you're not, really notice where they're pushing you.
Yeah, I think just on a macro level, I think a lot of people are okay with it. Just kind of seeing how the market's moving. I've seen this talked about a fair amount, the sort of K-shaped economy, the K-shaped recovery we're moving into. The rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer, and that means that businesses have no reason to look down here anymore if they can keep raising prices on the audience that they have that are in the upper part of the K. And then yes, it leads to this increasing gulf between the older folks that have some discretionary income that can absorb any increase in costs or any increased monetization and not worry about it. And then the people that fall off because they can no longer afford a PlayStation Plus price hike or something like that. Or they buy fewer games, which again is not great for the economy, or not great for the games economy. So yeah, what we really need is some middle ground there. We need some products that can introduce folks up to more premium gaming. But unfortunately, man, yeah, with every time I think through this problem, it all seems great until I run into the AI problem, which is that the hardware itself is also going up in price, which really just, means people that can't afford anything stick with their phones, and then they stick with Roblox, which hurts. So maybe we need to put together a little program. We need to start sending out some baby PCs to people. Goodwill Gaming here. Please play a friend slop game. See what it's like.
Let's hope that bubble bursts soon. Thank you very much for watching Inside Games. We obviously appreciate you sticking around to the very end of the episode. It does mean a lot, and maybe hopefully you watched yesterday's episode, which is more the same. If you enjoyed this video, we also have a Patreon, and you talk about monetizing your audience. We do have a Patreon. If you want to support us monthly, making these episodes every single day, Monday through Friday, we post all of our coverage there on the Patreon for free. You don't have to even be subscribed to the Patreon. And then Lawrence drops free memes over there as well. And I occasionally will drop in to see them and go, ooh, that one's edgy. I like those memes, Lawrence. Nice job. And then some especially brave gamers support us directly. So we're going to shout them out right now. DJ Kento, Jorge the Beer Villain, and Suck That Fart. Thank you very much for your steadfast support and excellent usernames.